Do you believe in the spiritual realm? Do you believe in the spiritual realm? Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. I don't give advice, suggestions, information, recommendations. I just share with you my perspective and opinion on different topics, as is with this one. So do you believe in the spiritual realm? Well, I will give you my opinion about what I think, okay? I grew up in church and we believed in the forces of good and evil. And I do believe in the spiritual realm, and I believe in siding with the good side, okay? That's where I belong. And so, do I believe in angels? Yes, I do. I believe that we have spiritual angels around us. Now, do I believe that there can be good forces and bad forces at odds with each other? I was taught that, and I believe that that is a great possibility. Because remember, it's like electricity. We can't see electricity, and we cannot necessarily see the spiritual realm, and it can still be there even though we can't see it. And so I believe that how we live our life often attracts the right energy, and some people attract a lot of negative energy, other people attract positive energy. Even people doing all the right things can attract, there can be negative energy around them. And so I believe in that. I believe in spiritual forces. And, you know, someone asked me, do I believe that in the afterlife? Yes, I do. I believe in what we call heaven. And I believe, now different people believe it in different ways. They have varying degrees of it. Different religions believe in it differently. But my concept is that there is an afterlife that we spend eternity in. And my concept also is that sometimes, you know, along with angels, I think sometimes God may, and I'm not certain about this, may let other, such as people who have passed, watch over us. And, you know, I've had a lot of spiritual experiences, and if you've followed my channel any length of time, you're probably familiar with many of them. And so I'm not going to repeat them, but my lifetime has been lived with spiritual experiences. And so I got to thinking about the time my mother came to me in a dream. Now, I dream about my mother all the time. And yet this was specific. I was going through a very, very difficult time. And I did a video called Brain Aneurysm, or When I Was Sick. And I'd gone through many doctors. And my mother, after a period of time when I was getting sicker and sicker, she came to me in a dream and she said, "You have a lesion on the left side of your brain." Well, I waited a few days. I drove myself to the emergency room, and you can watch that in the whole video. I go into detail. And I went in there and I said, I said, my mother told me I have a lesion on the left side of the brain. And they said, "Is your mother a doctor?" I said, "No, she's passed on." But the doctor took me seriously, and he put me in a CAT scan. Long story short, I'm making the long story short, when they put me back on the gurney in the ER, he said, "Ma'am, we've got to keep you. Exactly what your mother said. You have a lesion on the left side of your brain." And that was quite a few years back. And it had been about a year or two after my mother had passed. And so I think about 2 years. And I had another episode where I had passed out twice. And during that time, I could hear my mother's voice and feel her presence in the room. And she was very upset. She was very upset that I was sick and laying on the floor. So was that my mother, or was that my imagination? Was I dreaming it? Well, the first one was in a dream. The second one was not, because I was in that in-between state of waking up from the having passed out, and to actually being awake. So it was in that in-between spiritual state, as far as I'm concerned. I call it a spiritual state. And I could hear my mother. She was very upset, and I felt that she was saying, it's not your time yet. And so, you know, whether you believe this or not, believe these type of things or not, this is what I've experienced. And I've experienced many, many spiritual knowings, things that I would have had no way of knowing beyond intuition. And that's a little bit different than, say, the spiritual side in the sense of angels or people watching over us or people who've passed on. Now, do I delve into any of that? No, I do not. I don't delve into it, but sometimes it comes to me. And so, I don't know, what are your thoughts? I know a lot of people have a lot of different thoughts. Some people are not believers of anything. Some people believe everything. Some people believe specific things. I would be very interested in hearing what you have to say. From my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe. Links are pinned to the top of the channel, top of the content below, they're pinned to the top of the comment section below. And I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.